Hey, what is up, football fans? Welcome in to the Buffalo Nerd Football Hub. I'm Colt Schroeder, a.k.a. the Buffalo Nerd, coming at you with the Week 6 NFL DFS top plays. So each week here, we highlight the top quarterback, top running back, top wide receiver, and top tight end that I believe you should have in your lineups as you're approaching Week 6 for DFS. Good week last week. Can't complain. I wish the Jalen to A.J. Brown connection would have been a little hotter and better, but we'll take it anyways. No real true complaints about the way the DFS worked out from last week. So let's jump right into this week. This week's a little interesting. I'm going to kind of go with the number 2 guy that I think actually would be the play here. So I do think Josh Allen's probably the top quarterback again this week, just because you should ride the train. If you want to ride the train, it's been very successful. But I like Lamar Jackson at the New York Giants this week. Like I mentioned, I got him number 2 behind Allen. Off the close win last week, I think that was a momentum game for them. They got back on track at home. He's got a very good plus matchup as far as the passing game goes here. His tight end has a sensational matchup, I think, and Mark Andrews should do really well this week. But overall, there's a very nice passing, and I think that you see Lamar, he's been kind of bottled up for a couple weeks, but Cincinnati and Buffalo have good defenses. New York Giants, this is going to be a little more of a test for them, I think. So I think either way, you're going to find that Lamar is going to be a top 5. It's at the floor, right? Like I don't think that there's any reason that he falls below top 5 this week in any form or fashion. So my favorite quarterback for the week is going to be Lamar Jackson. Moving over to the wide receiver, I'm recording this, obviously it's 10/12, it's October 12th. So there was some news earlier that Cooper Kupp did not practice this week, today. But either way, I think Cooper Kupp is the top wide receiver play for the week. Obviously, you're going to need to monitor this and see where it ends up as it goes on, but I'm not sure how the Rams win if he's not on the field. So I think either way, he's going to be out there, and I just see a very good opportunity for him. He's been a top 5 wide receiver 4 out of the 5 weeks. He's averaging 2.63 fantasy points per touch. 2.63 fantasy points per touch. That's absurd. Right? He's averaging 12 targets a week. He's got an extra good matchup as far as the defense that he's going up against in Carolina. They just fired their head coach and defensive coordinator. Sometimes you see teams rally around this for like a week or two, but I just don't see how this team in the Rams, who needs a must win, is going to walk in there and not highlight their guy who they've highlighted every other week against everybody else, no matter what. So I like Cooper Kupp this week against Carolina to be the top wide receiver. Moving over to the running back position, I'm going to go with Ramondre Stevenson this week. I think he came off a very good week last week. You see Damian Harris goes down, and right now he's averaging 0.78 fantasy points per touch. I mean, 0.78, the guy's getting the ball on average the past 2 weeks 22 times. So when you're talking about just getting a floor with a possibility of him really breaking through, I don't think that Cleveland has shown that they're that great of a run defense. So I think this is a primo opportunity for a guy that's probably going to be a little lower down the board behind some of these other guys to really have the true potential to be the guy that finishes number 1. And he's going to be inside the top 10 at worst, I would imagine, in some form or fashion. He's going to be the bell cow. I think that this is a great matchup for you to get him in your lineup and maybe build around him and try to pair him with one of these other guys that you're very confident in. Moving over to the tight end, I kind of already hit on this earlier, and I stacked last week. I'm going to stack again this week. I think Mark Andrews is the top tight end this week against the New York Giants. PFF has it of a very plus matchup. He's like 81% in the green compared to the linebacker coverage that he's going to be facing. I think if you look at the whole kind of secondary in general, that's the weakest point of this defense. So it's a plus matchup. His target to route, so every time that he runs a route, his target to route percentage right now is 29%. So if he runs a route, he's getting the ball thrown to him 29% of the time. That's averaging out to be 0.56 fantasy points per route. There's no way this dude's not top 5 and absolutely has the ability to probably be the guy. If this does somehow get close and the Giants do have a little bit of success, Mark Andrews will be the guy, especially if Bateman is possibly out again this week, as Baltimore travels and gets more road success here, and they need to build on their momentum from the big win against Cincinnati last week. So again, QB, we got Lamar Jackson. Wide receiver, we're going to go Cooper Kupp. Monitor that one. You might want to change your move on that just depending on what his availability is. Running back, we're going with Ramondre Stevenson. And then with tight end, we're going Mark Andrews. That's going to do it for the Week 6 DFS plays over here at the Buffalo Nerd Football Hub. I hope you guys love what we're, I'm up to over here. Comment below. Let me know who your guys are. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Appreciate you checking out everything I'm up to. Enjoy the football games and best of luck.